Hey, this is Average Sound here coming at you with another video of what I have watched this week. Now, if you're new here, hello, hi. I tend to do videos twice a week, once with comics and graphic novels, the others with movies and TV shows. Now, I tend to go in patterns every week or so. I switch between movies and TV shows. So, this week, this happens to be a show, very popular show, on Netflix. But before I get in there, I watched two other films this week. On Saturday, I watched Natural Born Killers with Woody Harrelson. Now, I would definitely recommend that movie if you're getting into editing. That's definitely just a high octane movie. I love it. I love it now. I recommend that. Maybe I'll do that for an episode one day. But I watched that. That was good. Yesterday, for the first time in Regal Cinemas, I watched Silence of the Lambs. My first time seeing this. I saw it with I saw it and it was awesome. You know, Anthony Hopkins, Jodie Foster. Of course, it's the rewards for it. Of course, you see it. That's them, and I'm glad that they carried this suspense of the movie into the show. That kind of ekes Hannibal, you know. But what is the main focus of today's episode? Well, get my phone right here. It has all my handy notes. So, this week, more specifically, this week I watched Midnight Mass. It's a small little show, you know, people might be into. But it's a very good show. It's Midnight Mass. It's on Netflix. Go check it out. Only 7 episodes. So it's real short. But it's a goodie. But, you know, before we get into the show and the spoiler zone, let's talk about some of the characters, some of the actors and actresses that were in the show. Alright, first off, you got Kate Siegel, who also played in The Haunting of Bly Manor, which is on Netflix, also on my list. She plays Erin Green. And Zach Gilford, who also played Matt Sarachan in Friday Night Lights. Dr. Tommy Fuller, who played in Off the Map, and Shane in The Purge Anarchy, as Riley Flynn. Also, if I mispronounce any names, then I apologize. Got Samantha Stoyan, who played Janine Scandal. Janine Locke / the sassy staffer in Scandal. She also played Dr. Penelope Blake, Grey's Anatomy, and Larry Crane in The Haunting of Hill House, which is also a show I want to see. It's on Netflix. She plays as Beth Keane. And we also have Rahul Kohli, who, who plays Owen in The Haunting of Bly Manor. Plays Ravi Chakrabarti. Ravi Chakrabarti and iZombie. And of course, he is an honorary member of Funhouse. Now, you can correct me if I'm wrong in saying that. But that's how I met him. I met him through Funhouse. Alright. Next, we got Hamish. Also, Rahul plays the sheriff. I'm just joking here. and he plays Sheriff Hassan. Alright. Next up, we have Hamish Linklater. He plays Matthew Kimball in The Old Adventures of New Christine. He plays Clark Debussy in Legion. I don't know why. For some of these, I didn't write the names of who they played. But trust me, he's in there. Excuse me. You got Anna Simone. They didn't really have anything on her IMDb when I looked up, so she's a new actress. She plays Lisa Scarborough in the show. And hey, that's good. You get into acting. That's awesome. Glad to see you here. And hope to see more of you. Yeah, Michael Trucco plays Cooper Lee in One Tree Hill. In English, not English, in Ensign Samuel Anders in Battlestar Galactica. He plays Wade. You got Crystal Balint, who plays Lexa Ferguson in The Babysitter Guide Monster Hunting. Also plays Iris Bearding in the Blessy Cycle, San Francisco. And Grace Walker in Meg X4. She plays Dolly in the show. Got Louis Oliver, who is also looking like he's pretty new. I mean, he has one acting credit, that's young Sherlock, the Sherlock Holmes Benedict Cumberbatch series. But, nice to see ya. Welcome to the club. Hope to see more of you. Henry Thomas, who played Henry Wingrave in The Haunting of Bly Manor. Young Hugh Crane in The Haunting of Hill House. Played as Elliot in the E.T. The Extraterrestrial. He played as Ed Flynn. And you also got Andrew Grush, who's usually composer, but he's been acting alongside some of those movies too. He's also new, so welcome. He plays as the organist. You got Kristen Lemon, plays Miriam Bancroft in Altered Carbon. Really good show, you should check it out, it's on Netflix. Shira from both the Chronicles of Riddick movie and the game Escape from Butcher Bay. Right. And last but not least, you got Quentin Polshire, who played the devil with yellow eyes in Legion. He plays Angel. Now, I obviously missed a lot of names, so if I didn't mention somebody you liked, drop them down in the comments. And just drop them down in the comments and say what work they've been, and we can all bask in it. No, that'd be cool. As everyone, now, everyone deserves a shout out by someone. Okay, now I try to get what I believe are the most, relevant. If that makes sense. I don't know, but to all that made this show possible, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. It's an awesome show. Alright, without further ado, let's get into the stories. This is the spoiler section, so if you haven't seen this show, 7 episodes long. It's on Netflix. It's called Midnight Mass. So pause this video, like it, subscribe to my channel, watch watch the show on Netflix. And after you're done watching that show, come back here and watch the rest of this video. Alright, without further ado, here is the spoiler zone. So we start off with episode 1. Episode 1's called Genesis. Now it starts off 4 years ago. Young guy, bright future. But he's incredibly drunken at the wheel. Young girl is pretty. Pretty dead. Now she is pretty. She is young though, and she's killed in a car crash caused by Riley Flynn. And that happened on the mainland. And then 4 years later, he serves his time, he gets out, moves back to a tiny island off of Virginia called Crocodile Island. Wicked small. It's really a fisherman's town, where there's not really any big fish. Big oil spill from 3 years ago helped to see that. You see Riley just walking around, getting used to the ways of the world again. He still goes to the mainland for AA meetings, though. He still goes. There's like a ferry that transports them there and off a couple times a day. He meets up with an old friend, Aaron Green. Old flame. She's divorced and pregnant. We also meet Sheriff Hassan, who is Muslim. He doesn't really go to the Christian church. Raleigh goes in for the night. And of course he has hallucinations of the girl that he killed. He wakes up the next day to hear his dad talking about taking the boat out. Sorry. Red sky at night, sailors delight. Red sky in the morning, sailors take warning. After that, they go to church and see another pastor there. Father Monsignor Pruitt has been temporarily replaced with Father Paul. Everyone gets up for communion except for Riley. Later the night, horrible storm, everyone is boarding up their windows and everything. Power is being lost. And Riley sees a man running on the beach. Pruitt? But isn't he out on the mainland? Riley runs up to catch him, but he disappears. What's going on? Then episode 2. Psalms. Is it Psalms? Yeah, it's Psalms. And there's dead cats, just tons of dead cats washing up all over the shore. Sheriff Hassan says just to burn them all, stops him from spreading infection to humans and stuff. Of course, Bev Keane and a lot of people are against that, but it is right to do. Well, there is Father Paul and Riley, who are in a support group. They just need someone to talk to. Father Paul helps us. Riley's not really religious, though. He is not, and has not been. Has never been, honestly. He goes to church mainly because his family tells him to, Next day, the church is not filled. It's alright, though. It's alrightly packed. It's not overly packed or anything. There's a few people there. Raleigh is not really invested, but he got blessed. There's a little party thing, a picnic called the Crock Potluck. That's what they have. Hamburgers and hot dogs set up by the church and whatnot, and they all just have like a picnic, have like a little good time. This is family food. Everything is okay until Pike, Joe's dog, dies. Maybe it's being poisoned by a spray that kills mice. Maybe it's being sprayed by Beth Keane. And Joe will come back later. And Joe's an important character. I don't know why I didn't put him in the thing. But that's neither here nor there. Later, Riley goes back to a little support group before Mass. Talks to Father Paul. He says stuff like RR. It's AA for pirates. Funny stuff. Riley is questioning God though. Like, why does God have omnipotent power but not use that power to help everyone on the earth? Why not bother to use it to cure cancer or something? Father Paul and Riley take some time off to prepare for Mass. Arrive, Father Paul performs a miracle. He makes Lisa walk. With no use of walker, wheelchair, or help from parents, she can just walk. At first it's offensive, he's saying, "Come, you gotta walk over here," and he steps like on some of the stairs and stuff. But then she starts doing it. It's a marvelous thing. It's miraculous. And it's that episode. And we go to episode 3. Father Paul is held back by what he just did, the miracle of making Lisa walk. He performed a miracle, but by doing so, he is sick. Very sick. He's coughing up blood. It's alright though. That is, until he passes out. Lisa goes to Joe Colley's house. And Joe Colley is the one that originally shot her in the legs and disabled her. She goes into his house and says things that she needs to say, which is like, "I hate you, Joe Colley. You reached through time, Joe Colley. And I forgive you, Joe Colley." It's also revealed that the sheriff has a son named Ali. He's curious about religion, Like an island of 150 people or whatever. They're the only 2 Muslims. Also, I was curious about Christianity. There's a huge argument between the two, though, because Hassan doesn't want Ali to betray his religion and his dead wife, Also, he doesn't trust Bev King, but that's another story. Ali just wants to make decisions by himself. Now, Hassan, in frustration, leaves, but he lets Ali go to St. Patrick's, attend a meeting or so. Joe goes to the support group, vows to stay sober. And turns out that Father Paul is Monsignor Pruitt. He tries to explain how it can be. And it says along the line, which I wrote down most of it, but not all of it. Like darkness. It came to be in those ruins. Every step forward, a step into nothing. And the pain. Yes. And the fear was drained from his body. Drained from his body was all the fear, pain. It was drained. Drained. Those eyes and skin and hands, but also wings. A sense of great wings enfolding him. And his mind finally found the word. The word was unearthed by his fear, like the tomb was unearthed by the storm. And the word was angel. Angel. And he was so afraid of a hand in the dark. A hand outstretched. stigmata, the wound of the Lord. And from the angel's wrist the blood of life flowed, and a new word took shape. Drink, drink. Take this, and all of you, and drink from it. That is my blood, the blood of the new everlasting covenant, shed for you, and for all, so that sins may be forgiven. And so on and so on. Yeah, that ends the episode. That just means that Monsignor Pruitt found ruins on his way to Damascus. He found ruins to take shelter from the storm, and that's where he found an angel that gave him everlasting life. Alright, so now we go to episode 4, Lamentation. Now, we start off, Erin Green has been pregnant this entire time. Obviously pregnant. She's seen ultrasounds, have been excited about it. But now she's just mysteriously miscarried. The thing is, she has shown no signs, absolutely no signs of miscarriage at all. But she also shows no signs of ever having a baby. Where did her baby go? Now, the baby is dead, but Mildred, Sarah's actual mother, Sarah's this doctor on the island. But her mother, Mildred, is Alzheimer's free. She has no bad hips. Another miracle. Father Paul is still getting used to revealing the truth. In fact, he is still with Brad Keeve, who knows the truth and is teaching him how to cope with it and the ropes of being an angel or a monstrous demon. And he can't go into light. He has a very huge hunger. He's like a vampire almost. And the first rule is that he can't go into sunlight. So when he goes short distances, he repeats this rhyme. Angel of God, my guardian dear, to whom love commits me here. Ever this day be at my side, to light and guard, to rule and guide. Now Riley is talking to Erin. She is distraught by her miscarriage. Now she can't prove anything about her miscarriage or just having a baby. So Erin and Riley are talking about the normal stuff, like death and whatnot. So completely normal. Then Joe walks in, meets with Father Paul for support group things. He arrives a little early, He just started talking about stuff and whatnot, and then Father Paul gets the hunger. It's the hunger, and he just bear hugs him. Kills him right there. Sucks the blood, tries to hide the body. Riley is suspicious that Father Paul has something to do with the disappearance of Joe. Kinda gets angry. He starts to walk off, but then is attacked by the angel. He is killed. And that's the end of that episode. We go to episode 5, called Gospel. Now, we go to Riley, who is not at the table again. He is not at the table. In the last episode, like I just told you 5 seconds ago, he was killed. Killed by the angel. But this episode, he is brought back by the angel. He is brought back. And he is as confused as we all are. Yeah. But yeah, Riley is still MIA. Ed's kind of pissed off more than sad. They all think that Riley just left to skip town on a ferry. But he didn't. He's still on the island. He's at the church. And it's close to Easter. It's close to the Easter vigils that they're having on Sunday. But Riley's revived by the angel, and it's gonna be like this vampire thing. He is told this instead of staying and learning. He runs out. He grabs Aaron, and they go on a little boat. They paddle to the middle of the ocean, and he's just like, "Look, I'm going to show you something that you will not understand, but it happened to me, and it's because of the church. It's because of Bev Keane." And Aaron's just like, what are you talking about? And he's like, wait. Just wait. And they wait until sunrise. The sunrise happens, and of course, he flares up. Aaron's just like staring, like, what's happened? She tries not to break down because, she lost her baby, she just lost her friend. But yeah, but that's what basically happens, Then episode 6 puts the apostles. Since Riley was spent away in the last episode, Aaron was on the boat alone, and there's a lot of fire going on, and Sarah's just looking at the blood samples that Aaron and Mildred both have had on them, and the blood is just on fire. It's crazy. Bev King is just trying to hide their powers, of course, until Easter Vigil with Father Paul. And she's like, oh, as wise as serpents, as innocent as doves. It's a great story between science and religion. Of course, by this point, I also just have this notes. Instead of actually written down, which I should have. I don't know, but next time I will. But Sarah tries to describe Aaron's and Mildred's blood. She's just like, hey, whether the disease can be extremely sensitive to light, pretty much. Well, there's this one rare skin disease. And I'm going to mispronounce the hell out of this, but erythropoietic protoporphyria disease. I'm pretty sure that's wrong. Or that's right, but it's pronounced wrong. That's what I say. But it's a blood disease that makes sense of the light. And it should also pass through naturally. And Ed Flynn is going through all the letters that Riley had wrote because Father Paul, for his exercise, for the support group thing is to write letters at people. Write letters at people to say how you feel for them. Of course, it's supposed to be private, but now he's gone. Ed Flynn sweets him. It's just like it's just a lot of weird stuff about Father Paul and how he's just like Monsignor Pruitt. And of course, he goes to church. He tries to confront this. Aaron's just like, Riley is dead, and Annie, his mom, just thinks that's some sick joke. And everyone's just back on Sheriff Hassan because he's not going to church, because he's not Christian. And he lets his son Ali go to church. But Ali invites him to go to church, tells him a story about how he'll not go to church, how he just feels prejudiced there. But eventually he does go with Ali. And Aaron, Sarah, and Mildred are going around looking for the bells, but Sturge, one of Bev's henchmen or whatever, just like, the mayor sends out the bells in the breeze to be repaired. And then there's blackout around 7:50. Sturge cuts the power. And he's going for the electricity, then the lights, then the cell phone tower. A lot of people still go to church, or sing to the Lord in their song. Sing to the Lord, all the earth. That's back church. This is day before Easter. It's the holy day, it's the resurrection. And Father Paul confesses to everyone that he is Monsignor Pruitt, and that everyone's going to be tested. And he's like, there is a price to be paid for everlasting life, as there was for our Savior. And each of us will have the opportunity tonight to pay that price. And the Father then starts choking, but then he's like, it's okay, it's okay. An angel comes through with everyone. Sturge then drinks the mysterious drink. He dies, but then he's resurrected. And it's just like, have faith, everyone. And everyone drinking, except Chef Hassan, Aaron, Sarah, Mildred, and Lisa. And Ali refuses to drink for a little bit until, he wants to prove to his father, hey, I am religious now. I am Christian now, or whatever. But then, of course, Mildred shoots Father Paul in the head, gets attacked instantly by the angel. And everyone who's taken the drink test then stands up, revived and hungry. Chaos ensues, and Aaron shoots Bev King. She revives. I don't know why Father Paul doesn't, but anyway, that ends that episode. We go to episode 7, Revelation. Father Paul doesn't. He does revive. I don't know. But yeah, Elizabeth and Father Paul are revealed to be Sarah's parents. Sarah, the one who's been working with the blood shots and everything, the doctor. When the church is empty and bloody, Ali still has pretty good control of his hunger. And he's trying to help out Sheriff Hassan. But Bev King and Sturge are burning everything. Now, Sarah, Son, Aaron, Lisa, Lisa, Sarah, they're all huddled up in the church back room or whatever and gets burned by a sturgeon Bev. And Annie just speaks with Bev. It's like, you aren't a nice person. And of course, that's the thing she says. But she slices her own throat. No one's gonna kill her but her. And then, of course, Sarah somehow dies. But Father Paul and Elizabeth are just like, you aren't supposed to die. You're supposed to find the cure for this. But, yeah, of course, they're doing the fire. The Revelations, it goes with the flood of fire. And St. Patrick's is the ark. There's dead bodies everywhere. The rec center, get to the rec center by sunrise. It's the only ark. And Bev King turns to Sheriff Hassan and Ollie. She's like, I truly hope to enjoy the sunrise. Sarah burning by St. Patrick's. She was trying to burn it. Like Sarah was, and then Ali was the last one that set the thing on fire. Sarah's shot by Sturge, and then her parents, Father Paul and Elizabeth, are like, we're proud of you, we should have said that more. And they try to revive her, but she's rejecting their blood. And then the angel attacks Aaron. And Aaron was there, and she tried to, they all tried to burn the church. And then, Aaron shoots the wings of the angel, which doesn't stop it, but slows it down. And slows it down, and, the others set bombs all over Crockett Island. But she doesn't get to see that. She has a memory with Riley that awakens when she dies. She goes back to when they were talking about death just a couple episodes ago. He's like, what do you think will happen when you die? Or what do you think happens when you die? She says a long speech that, again, I got a lot of, not all of it. And she's like, the body stops a cell at a time, but the brain keeps firing those neurons. Little lightning bolts, like fireworks inside, and I thought I'd despair or feel afraid. But I don't feel any of this. None of it. Because I'm too busy. I'm too busy in this moment. Remembering, of course. I remember that every atom in my body was forged in a star. This matter, this body is mostly just empty space after all. What's all the matter? It's just energy vibrating very slowly. And there is no me. There never was. The electrons of my body mingle and dance with the electrons of the ground below me. In the air, I'm no longer breathing. I remember there is no point where any of this ends and I begin. I remember I am energy, not memory, not self. My name my personality, my choices, all came after me. Infinite dreams, comprehend all at once, I am that I am. Obviously, those last words were shortened from the quote. And everything is burning in Crockett Island. And only two people get out. That's Warren and Lisa. And the show starts to end. Credits start to roll. And Lisa says, I can't feel my legs anymore. And that's where the show ends. It's a really good show. A couple of parts stood out to me. That was mainly the monologues. Father Paul had one. So did Sheriff Hassan. They're all great. And obviously, the last one by Aaron Green. That was also great. I loved that. I love those three. But what was your favorite part? Let me know in the comments or on any of my socials or anything. No. On Instagram, I'm at TRIPL3XXX Mayhem. Twitter, I'm at Real Average John. Facebook, I'm at Official Average John. And of course, like this video, comment on this video what you thought about this series, and also send me recommendations on what to watch if you can, and subscribe to this channel. I will see you all later. Goodbye.